Now in his 80s, Anwar Hussein has passed the camera to his sons so they can carry on the family tradition, providing an intimate window into royal life. And this morning, they're taking us behind the lens.
Most iconic moments. In the 1970s, he was quick to become one of their favourites. With the Queen liking his images so much, they ended up on the official Christmas card. Now, a new dynasty has been born, with Samir and Zach following in their father's footsteps. From weddings to births to funerals and national celebrations, the pair work side by side with the next generation of royals and show them in their most candid moments. Just like their father, these moments have also ended up on royal Christmas cards and on the front cover of magazines. And for the very first time, they'll now be shown in Australia.
And the Hussein brothers, Samir and Zach, join us now. Good morning. Before we get into the new exhibition, Samir, I imagine that continuing your father's legacy brings quite a lot of pressure.
It certainly has done in the past. Obviously, when I was starting out, when we were both starting out, we had to prove ourselves as photographers, as kind of the new people on the scene. But now I think we've established ourselves a bit. It's actually fine, and we actually get quite a big buzz out of it because we can see ourselves sort of photographing very historical events, like my father did in the past. You know, just in the past year, for example, photographed the Queen's funeral and the coronation. So it's nice to get that buzz and be photographing these huge historical events that we've seen my father photographing when we were growing up. So although it was a bit of pressure to start with, to follow in his footsteps, I think now we're sort of really very much enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant family legacy. Zach, take us through the hardest thing about photographing the royals. What's the toughest thing day to day?
I think the thing about photographing the royals is that there's no set formula to it. So every time you go to an event, it's different. Rather than some events that it's the same thing happening, like a red carpet event, a film premiere, they come up and pose up on the red carpet. But with royal events, you really don't know what's going to happen until you're there. And you have to think quick, what lens am I going to use? All these kind of things that, you know, only experience kind of teaches you over a long period of time how to go about each individual event they do.
Is Louis the most interesting now?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen like the past sort of couple of years, he's really produced some amazing moments. I think they're sort of some of my favourite pictures over the past couple of years, where he's produced these sort of really comical things. Certainly one of my favourite pictures of last year was Louis on the balcony with the Queen at the Jubilee, where he was covering his ears and screaming as the planes flew past. And it was just a fantastic, spontaneous moment that you love when you're photographing royals, is these spontaneous moments that come out, and he's been producing them. So, yeah, certainly at the moment we absolutely love photographing Prince Louis, because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you love it, and we love seeing the pics as well. Yeah. Zach, you and your brother, of course, your father, are sharing the stories behind Princess Diana, the royal family's most famous moments, in an exhibition in Melbourne. Can you share with us a little story about Diana?
Well, I mean, my dad's got so many stories about Diana. Sam and I were talking earlier about some of the ones that stood out, but you were saying about the pyramid, Sam.
Yeah, so my father, a lot of them are spoken about in the exhibition, but one that really stands out to me is a story of when my father was photographing Princess Diana in Egypt. And the day before they were going to go to the pyramids, where they were going to photograph Princess Diana, my dad had a quick chat with her, and she was saying about how she gets quite nervous when there's a big sort of photo call, when these moments happen, and she has to sort of, it gets played out in front of you know, all the TV cameras and the photographers. And my father was sort of joking with her, saying, well, you know, don't worry about it. Just why don't you act like you're a model on a catwalk? And she found that very amusing. And she said, you know, Anwar, I think that's a great idea. Like tomorrow at the photo call, just for a second, I'm going to act like I'm a model. And she said, you know, be ready to capture that moment. And sure enough, as she was walking in front of the pyramids, she did almost look like a little ballerina, where she went up on her toes and acted like she was a model, and it was only for a split second. But my father was able to capture that, and that's one of the pictures that's in the exhibition that that we talk about. And when you see the picture, she does look like a ballerina or a model. So that's just
what a magic
lovely little moment there. Yeah.
She was gorgeous, wasn't she? Samir and Zach, what a life. Thank you for sharing some of it with us this morning.
No
Pleasure.
problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the Princess Diana Accredited Access Exhibition will run in Melbourne from next Friday. Tickets are available now. Details are on the Sunrise website.